It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the second day of May 2022. It's about 54 degrees and cloudy here at Site B. It's 2 days to Doctor Strange and the Marvel multiverse of madness of Munchkins and Mordecainan. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot the word multiverse going forward, so get used to it. It is I, the OGGM, and by the clock on the wall and the calendar hanging from the wall and whatever else is hanging from the wall, it's Monday. It's time to take a look at what's going on in the tabletop role-playing game world. We've survived another weekend of orcs being evil and you're playing D&D wrong and the usual nonsense. You know my new theory about the usual nonsense regarding our game and the 5 topics we seem to argue about. Let's see what's going on in the world of gaming. Wizards of the Coast posted another new Unearthed Arcana playtest documents for the upcoming Dragonlance mystery. So if you're interested in having a say on the direction with Wizards of the Coast is taking Unearthed Arcana, you can head on over to their site and fill out their survey. Do they actually pay attention to the surveys? They claim they do. I don't know if they actually do, based upon some of the stuff we've seen. Probably not, but it can't hurt. Of course, you know, the big hullabaloo is Dragonlance coming out for 5e and the fact they didn't confront would be another good word, Margaret and Tracy about it. And the direction they're taking it is kind of a mystery because they're sort of advertising it like it looks like a skirmish game and not just a part of the role-playing world. So I don't know what they're doing with Dragonlance. The other one is Spelljamer, which for my 2 cents, I know I said this about Radiant Citadel, but Radiant Citadel / Spelljamer are probably the perfect settings on paper for the direction Wizards of the Coast thinks we, the players, want 5e to go. It doesn't matter if that's actually what the players want, because the general consensus is no, that's not what we want. But it's the direction Wizards of the Coast thinks. And on paper, let's face it, based upon the way 5th edition looks today, Spelljammer Radiant Citadel is the perfect setting. If I were to run a Spelljammer Radiant Citadel game at my friendly local game store, that's Dreamworld Collectibles here in Ventura, California, I would definitely set it in either Radiant Citadel and just, run it like I ran Freeport all those years ago, or I'd use Spelljammer as the setting and just give him a Spelljammer and, run it as an episodic Star Trek type thing and then just throw in a little mothership to just keep things on their toes. So, we'll see. Moving on, Ian Publishing launched a new Kickstarter for the Can We Keep It supplement for their Level Up 5e. This is a collection of stuff based all around your player character's pets. Because we know player characters have a long history of dogs and horses and crows and eagles and familiars and donkeys and goats, all of which us DMs have loved killing over the years. Just to, take something away. Oh, all your stuff was on the donkey? The donkey just fell in a pit. Oh, there goes all your stuff. Dang. And of course, there's always the infamous story about the people who just ran a herd of cows through Tomb of Horrors to set off all the traps before they went in. Of course, if you actually read Tomb of Horrors, a lot of that doesn't make sense because there's no way cows could have activated some of the... But whatever, it's a good story, kind of like the Head of Vecna story. Is it true? Is it a D&D myth? We'll never know. So if you're interested to see what Ian Publishing is doing with the Level Up 5e and pets, you could pick this up at your friendly local game store. Speaking of friendly local game stores and the most anticipated role-playing game of 2022, there is a preview up for the Blade Runner RPG. The Kickstarter is starting in just a few days. I'm up on the Kickstarter. This will maybe be the second Kickstarter I support because I love Blade Runner. I love Free League. 80% of my gaming shelf is Free League product right now, just because of my love of Tales from the Loop alone. And Twilight 2000, games I'll never probably get to run, but God, I love them. So I am excited about Blade Runner. Is there a market for a Blade Runner role-playing game now? In 2022, I don't know. I hope so. It is the most anticipated role-playing game of 2022. Hopefully, if Free League and Modifius can get their act together, this could be the foothold we need to kick D&D out of first place. Not enough Cyberpunk for you? Green Ronin has announced Cyberpunk Slice Sourcebook for Modern Age. So this is a Cyberpunk stuff for the Age system. I have Fantasy Age, or whatever it's called, the starter one. It's a little overly complicated for my 2 cents, but it's a good idea, and there's a lot of stuff in it. So yeah, if you want a Cyberpunk and you're a fan of Green Ronin and the Age system, this is now available. Pathfinder Book of the Dead, which is an undead source book for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, has been released. So if you're looking for a whole bunch of new ways to do fun stuff with undead in your Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign, pick this up at your friendly local game store. It's $50, and it's a whole bunch of undead. You know, that's my choice in any situation where you need minions and you don't want to worry about this whole, orcs are racist thing. Well, you know what? Zombies. Slimes. Here are 2 monsters that nobody can argue with about whether they are a depiction of some racial stereotype. Oh, that slime offends me because my grandparents were your grandparents were what? Slime? No, I'm sorry. Modifius, or Mephidius, depending upon them, has released another Star Trek Adventures. This is Star Trek Adventures Mission 18. It's a 23-page adventure for Star Trek Adventure. It's a PDF for $5. So, yeah, if you want to boldly go where no man has gone before and support Mephidius, I'm going to keep calling it Modifius. I don't care what anybody says. 2D20, check it out. Oh, we have got some terrain. Pathfinder and Whiz Kids and whoever else does the Pathfinder miniatures. We've got a tie-in miniature line for the Spelljamer and for Abomination Vaults. So look for a whole bunch of new figures for Spelljamer, some figures for Abomination Vaults, some figures for the Critical Role series. I saw the Critical Role first run series. They are way too expensive for what you get, and it's a lot of wasted box space. The Critical Role, I talked about this earlier. I think it was either earlier this year or last year about the Critical Role figure boxes were the experimental test market boxes where they did 3 sides normal, and then one side had that thin see-through plastic, and they were talking about making the blind boxes, not blind boxes now, that you could actually look inside with this 3 see-through plastic shit and see, I'm getting that figure. Now on paper, especially for blind boxes, that is a great idea because, if you've bought 4 blind boxes and you open them up and they're all 3 of the 4 figures in the blind boxes are exactly the same because they're all commons. Yeah, that sucks. So being able to see the figures makes it, I don't want this one because it's got figures I already have. Or you know what? I need 5 more Knolls, so yes, I want this one. It's a great idea on paper. But I saw them. They're overly expensive because you're paying for the extra see-through. Also, as anybody in retail knows, those see-through with the thin that's just basically inviting shoplifting because that see-through shit, you just pop, you literally can just slide it aside, reach in, pop out stuff you want, and yeah, it makes shoplifting way much easier. And then if you're, closing the store and you're going through the toy aisle or the aisle, like I did back in the Target days, you could just see the ones that are open and missing, and you're like, God damn it. We've all got some announcement for Gale Force 9 doing some new figures and some dungeon terrain stuff. So basically, it looks like a lot of figures are coming out for this month/summer, which makes sense. Paradox Interactive, the video game company that owns Vampire the Masquerade, has created World of Darkness Unbound, a new license agreement targeting indie video game studios. It's not quite an open license. You have to apply, but it will allow people to do video game type stuff in the World of Darkness, or at least make additions and mods for the World of Darkness video game, which could be interesting. I don't know. I haven't played that game, so I have no comment on that. Speaking of vampires, I am being tempted to join the ranks of idiots who are trying to play Vampire Savior, because it's only like $2 on Steam right now. Who wants to see me suffer through Vampire Savior? Anyway, speaking of Savior, it's bundle time! Time to take a look at all the bundles, freebies, and sales starting today. And many of these go to support charities, thus the tie-in to the word Savior. Yeah, I know it's a stretch, but I try. So let's take a look. Freebies and pay what you want for this week. Okay, so most of these are either available on RPG Drive-Thru, or they are on the individual's actual website. So depending upon what it is, I will try and tell you where you can find them. But generally, these are always can be found when in doubt at Drive-Thru RPG. So we have a Descent Legend of Nostro by Remo Wakeford, a one-shot adventure for 7th level characters. It's set in the world of Descent. Is there a Descent role-playing game? That's the one that they say is whale punk, right? So if you are playing Descent, the role-playing game, and want a free adventure for it, check it out. We have a Spelljamer announcement. So the Wayfarer's Guide to the Verse is a 47-page source book of all sorts of 1950s-style fun, vehicle rules for flying saucers and rocket ships, strange alien creatures. And this is generally just D&D stuff. So if you want some more science fiction to add to your D&D, this actually sounds fun. I would love to do a 1950s style sci-fi run of Spelljamer. That would be another one I would do, Spelljamer. Like I would do 1950s Route 66 alt future Spelljammer. I would do Spelljammer and Mothership, and I'd probably just do Spelljammer and Pirates. It'd be the ways I run Spelljammer if I ran it at my friendly local game store, which is right now Dream World Collectibles here in Ventura, California. So yeah, 1950 style, that one I might actually pick up. It's pay what you want, as always. So, and most of these again are either on DM's Guild or Drive-Thru RPG. We have a full conversion of the 4th edition adventure Keep on the Shadowfell to 5th edition rules. It's a 63-page document up on the DM's Guild. So if you want to see the 5e version of Keep on the Shadowfell and you didn't pick up Tales from the Yawning Portal, which had the 5th edition rules for Keep on the Shadowfell, you can go over to Drive-Thru/DM's Guild and pick it up for free. Also, we have the Christian Blair adventure, The Cursed Ring, which takes a party of adventurers on an adventure to retrieve a magical ring. This is, again, a pay-what-you-want over on Drive-Thru, system agnostic, but, so any general fantasy setting of magic rings. We have The Tomb of Towers by Lila McDicey. McDicey? God, it would be awesome if that was your real name. Which helps you, which is a book of taverns. I mean, really there, it says right there on the names, The Tomb of Towers, so it's 20 different taverns. And for Mork Borg, we have the David S. Pumpkins source book. Anybody remember David S. Pumpkins from Saturday Night Live? So this is for Mork Borg. We have the stats and an adventure based around the David S. Pumpkins character from Saturday Night Live. Wow. We also have a set of random tables from Terry Herc. It's a D100 random cults. So if you're looking for a bunch of random cults and monsters and encounters to throw at your players and you need some ideas, random tables. Remember, random tables are the DM's best friend. When in doubt, random. And slimes. When in doubt, slimes. Moving on, we have a Kiwi RPG bundle featuring dozens of RPGs from different creators from New Zealand. Hosted over on itch.io. This is a $30 bundle featuring dozens, so at least 24 adventures and stuff written by people who are specifically from the New Zealand area. We have from the DM's Guild the Shop Collection for $5. This features several D&D themed shops. Most of them seem to be based around Strixhaven, as one of them is a cookie shop and another one is a fast food drive-through, because nothing says D&D like McDonald's. We also have a mega bundle of monsters and encounters, over 2 dozen different collections of encounters based upon environments, settings, or themes, including an additional 200 non-combat encounters. It's $50 for this bundle. We have a Call of Cthulhu adventure bundle over at Drive-Thru for $6. If you're looking to get into Call of Cthulhu and don't know anything about the number 2 world's most popular role-playing game, and the role-playing game many people consider the best written of all time, head on over to Drive-Thru and pick up this collection for $5. Remember, these are all PDFs. But Drive-Thru is having a print-on-demand sale. I should mention that. Drive-Thru is having a print-on-demand, so they have about 100 products that you can get from print-on-demand. They've all been marked down about 20%. Bundle of Holding is hosting a Hostile bundle that gives you everything you need for deep space horror using the Cephras engine. So if you are looking for some retro futures space mothership type horror, this bundle is $10 and goes to support Direct Relief. We also have the Old School Treasure bundle featuring old school essential books and other stuff for your OSR, D&D, BX type stuff. Tons of treasure. It's $10 for this bundle. It goes to support Direct Relief. We have a bundle of Holding from the company Arcadia. This is a RPG setting set in ancient Greece. Features everything they've made for the Arcadia 5e setting of ancient Greece. It's $10 for this bundle. This goes again to support Direct Relief. From the Black Library, we have Tales of the Space Marine chapter bundle set in the world of Warhammer 40k. It's the final week of this humble bumble. $10 is the price for about 14 books. This goes to support the Every Library Institute. And that is it for this week's bundles and sales and other fun stuff. If any of these sound like something you're interested in, head on down to your friendly local game store. That's Dream World Collectibles here in Ventura, California. Till next time, Spelljamer, slime, other controversial words that I need to say to get the algorithm, orcs, colored hair. Yeah, you know, Blade Runner, D&D, Wizards of the Coast, algorithm. Okay, I've wasted enough of your time. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for being part of the OGGM adventures. Till next time, get on out of my dystopian future, you damn kids and your damn replicant animals and your damn cool-looking trench coats and your wonderful Vangelis soundtracks. And God, I love this movie so much.